1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, welcome. What is this called? Oh, 12 Podcast episode number 4. This is 4. 3 isn't out yet because I have not finished editing it. These two will drop this week though, which is I don't know what is today, the 4th or 5th. Both of them will be up by the 6th, 5th or 6th or 7th. And that's on me because I had a really crazy week and
it's understandable.
Yeah, you know, it seems like y'all have crazy weeks every day we have a podcast. Anyway, sorry, I'm being passive aggressive here. Anyway, a lot went on last week, right? Like crazy week.
Yeah. Well, the Kendrick Grammy thing was funny. I mean, I think that's a big. Is that bigger than sports wise, Anthony Davis, Luka Dončić? Yeah.
But yeah. I think the biggest news of the week is Marcus Jordan getting arrested because that just totally puts, kind of lowers Michael Jordan's stock as a human again.
When your Lambo's on the train tracks, you can't be inebriated, man. Like it's.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised using his daddy's name didn't get him out of that. I'm pretty sure Bronny could have gotten out of that, but whatever. Anyway, but Bronny don't do that. Anyway, let's talk about the Grammys. I'm gonna put the list up of winners on the screen. Okay. I guess.
I'm so over the Grammys, man. I'm so over the Grammys.
So everybody said that.
No, I'm saying in general. I think we should talk about it, obviously, but I think it's just like it's such a farce now. I think this Grammys just kind of summed it all up.
Well, Drake actually
Cowboy
was right.
Carter, what album of the year? Come on, nobody liked that album.
Kendrick opened his mouth and got another Grammy, which is fine. Wait, where the heck is this Grammy thing? I had it right here. Oh, here it is.
And Beyonce should have definitely got another albums of the year. But Cowboy Carter, it's not.
Yeah. Well, this is what my thing is that it was so boring that they were just like, hey, these are the most popular artists right now. Let's just give them something.
It's an artist
Kendrick, record of the year, video of the year, and he won like the album of the year or something. What was it called? Song of the year. Song of the year.
Song of the year. Yeah.
Song of the year. See, this is what's wrong, and this goes back to why Trump is president. To me, sorry, I'm going to go on a rant right now. This is what American culture is. Songs about pedophiles, presidents who are, sex offenders, literally in court, got convicted of some kind of civil sex offense thing, and it's ridiculous. Where is the as a culture? Where is America right now? I know it's this melting pot bullshit that they always try to tell us, but we do not take now we've degraded down to this. And mind you, I have my biases against Kendrick Lamar, and now that all this stuff is coming about his record label raping women and beating women or whatever, sexually harassing, whatever they do, I don't know what they do. That's these people. But I mean, it doesn't even matter. They'll probably hand him a Grammy for that shit. They'll get an Academy Award or something for that. They'll win Business of the Year, the best places to work at in 2025. TDE Records. What the fuck is going on? This is such a fucked society we live in. And it's a diss record.
I know exactly. No, I agree, man. The Grammys to me. I mean, I don't know. I've forgotten probably for the past decade that it was actually coming on, and then I realized it came on by going. You see all Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, oh shit. So then I go back and check and see, who won. But there was a time that I used to know when the Grammys was coming on. I look forward to it. I was like waiting to watch it. Your favorite, favorite artist.
But back then you knew it was going to be Michael Jackson or
Madonna.
All these people would be winning, and they were legit talented people. Like Chappell Ronan. How did Shabuzi not win Best New Artist? Yeah. Or Sabrina Carpenter not win Best New Artist?
I was surprised she didn't. Yeah,
they give it to these fucking people like Chappell Ronan. I don't even know who the fuck that is, and I'm sure she got good music. I've seen her on social media. I don't know.
That's the one they dissed Babyface for. You see the one they dissed Babyface for? That's Chappell Ronan. Yeah, that's Chappell Ronan. Yeah, but she was like Chappell.
You know you listen to Chappell Ronan?
I know one song, but it's not good to me. It's called Pink Pony Club.
Pink Pony Club. This is what.
Yes.
Well,
it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy.
Is it about pedophiles? Like not like us? That sounds like some.
Did you see
it might be.
Babyface?
No, I did see that
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
were like they were talking to him. He probably produced
Yeah.
some of that record that you made, and they over here dissing. This is what I don't get. Like again, talent. It's talent, and you know, I don't understand why even legacy talent or whatever. I know the industry, like music and film industry, is so enclosed, and there's gatekeepers and all this stuff. But a lot of these people that in the last few years that have been winning, and you know, I think it gives that sense like. You know, maybe Kanye, like some of the points that he made about like this stuff. You know, he got a nomination this year, but he has like, and this is odd. I saw a list: Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Kanye, and there's one more person in between. I don't know if it's the Beatles or somebody. They have the most Grammys. These four people, right? These four groups or people. Jay-Z and Beyonce have. See this, and I'm no conspiracy theorist. That's some Illuminati shit to me. Like Beyonce.
Well,
I love Jay, right? My favorite rapper. But nowhere in the history of time, and somebody pointed this out on social media, was he ever the top rapper in any year of his existence.
Yeah. Well, you see, he told the Grammys. He told the Grammys last year. Remember? He had the whole speech. He said, listen, no disrespect, but there's a beautiful lady up front. She has the most Grammys ever. She's never won Album of the Year. He said that last year. That was his whole, because he got a legacy award or something. And he basically told the Grammys, he's like, yo, get it right. And look,
this album ain't it, though.
No.
It ain't it. It's not the Beyonce album I wanted to win.
No, it's like I told my boy, I was like, I was talking, I was like, yo.
What's your favorite Beyonce album?
The one I have a few, but I like the one that Dangerously
like the one that you felt should have been.
Oh, I mean, I don't know the actual names of her albums. I just which one was Dangerously in Love on? Or was that the name of the album?
Wasn't it called Beyonce? Oh, Dangerously in Love. Yeah.
No, I think it was Dangerously in Love.
Dangerously in Love.
Yeah. That was a good one. Like that's my favorite Beyonce song, the Dangerously in Love. She has 2 iterations of it, but
yeah.
But she has a few. She has a few that she deserves. I mean, she has a few albums. What was the one where she had to the left?
I'll list them up.
That was B-Day. Yeah, I think that was B-Day. That album.
Yeah, B-Day's 2006.
Yeah.
Her first album.
I feel like Lemonade was really good.
Lemonade should that was the. I think that year she got robbed. The one with Put a Ring on It. What was that called? Was that
Sasha Fierce?
No,
that was Sasha Fierce. Yeah, that was Sasha Fierce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That should have won. That was, you don't think you didn't like that?
It was okay. I mean,
too much women empowerment.
No. But I don't know. The Dangerously in Love, Beyonce, I thought that was a good one. She had more ballads on that one too. But because I think she's an amazing singer, you know, I think she got a little too gimmicky and kitschy trying to compete with Taylor Swift. To be honest with you, I think that kind of made her go off a different course. Where she's amazing as far as like ballads, and she can sing, and she obviously can perform. But she has, you know, and my personal like for her or her ballads. I'm not really. She does have hits, of course, but I like her her ballads she had. That's what made her popping from the Destiny's Child. They sang, you know. Destiny's Child had, you know, they had hits, but they were singing, you know.
They ever win Album of the Year?
I'm sure they have Grammys. I don't know. Well, shit, they might. Destiny's Child may have won Album of the Year for something. They had smash records.
They're here. I got the whole list here. I'll put it up on the screen so we could see it. But I feel like,
but Cowboy Carter was not the one. It's like when Denzel got the best actor for Training Day. That was not the one. That was a great movie, you know. But
he should have won for Malcolm X.
One before. Yes,
no doubt for Malcolm X.
Yes.
Or he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Glory.
No, he won for Glory. Yes, but that's from a freed slave going to Civil War. Like get a quick one on a slave movie. And he won one for playing a crooked cop. You know, like he didn't win one for X.
I feel that was a good movie.
It's a good movie. Everything he's been in is good. You know, like he's been in nothing bad.
Look, okay, Dangerously in Love, 7 times platinum, #1.
Yeah, Dangerously in Love.
That to me,
I told you.
B-Day, B-Day was cool.
So is Dangerously in Love her top selling? Is that her top selling album?
Well, no, I Am Sasha Fierce did well too. That Put a Ring on It. That's undeniable. And then they had 4, which was dope. That has some songs. There's that one song I like. I forgot what it's called. And had that Girls Run the World.
Beyonce. That's the other one I said. Yeah. So those are the 2 I said. Beyonce and Dangerously in Love. Yeah.
And
Those are
Lemonade could have should have won, I think, because it was a good
Yes.
retrospective. Renaissance. This one, well, they had that song that when them white girls was dancing off key. That was okay.
Break My Soul.
It-
Probably that
no,
song.
no, no. The oh my god, I was just singing it in
bro.
my head.
Look at the
Oh,
sales. Look at the sales, Cowboy Carter. Look at the sales.
Yeah, but this is streaming though. It's a streaming era, bro.
But still, man. But look at. I mean, well, let's go into other streaming. Let's see the artists who lost. Let's look at their streaming.
Who lost what this year?
No, I'm saying who
Oh,
lost
what's
an out record of the year. Let's look at Billie Eilish joint. I guarantee it ain't 257.
I'm looking at so song of the year. Wait, song of the year. Oh, here, this is the album of the year. All right.
Yeah, album
of the year. New Andre 3000 for that flute album.
Yo, that was on there. Yes, yes.
I
that
didn't
was on
even
there too. Nominated.
Did you listen to that?
I tried to, just because.
Yeah, I
but
tried.
I couldn't.
I can't. I don't understand. I want to hear him rap, not fucking.
Yeah,
blowing
and every
a flute.
song that shit becomes monotonous. It's like elevator music. After the first two songs,
Chapel
it's the
Ronan.
same shit.
I gotta listen to this chick because look, I'm not giving her a fair shake just because I haven't listened to her music. I tend to listen. I even listen to Taylor's album, Taylor Swiftie.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. You know, I'm not a Swiftie, but I like Taylor Swift. You know?
No, Taylor's good. I respect her because she writes her own music. Like she writes her own songs. That's my thing with her. Like she writes her own shit, even if it's poppy, whatever. I respect the fact you write it. Like there's a
Sabrina
talent to that.
Carpenter did her thing this year. I appreciate her contribution to American culture.
Yeah,
Billie Eilish always good.
And Billie Eilish, that was a good album too. She had like 4 hits off of that album. That was like in heavy rotation.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for her to get it for Cowboy
Charlie
Carter.
X.
Really, it's not the one. It's kind of like makes her look, like she forced it. It kind of creates an aura about her getting it, which is not fair to her. Because everybody knows Cowboy Carter was not the one album of the year.
Yeah, I didn't even have this up on the screen. My bad. I took it off the screen. I had it up here for a second. There you go. Charlie XCX had some.
Yeah.
That album's dope. But see, it's like such a weird ballad. There's no. I don't know. There's no good rock albums. I heard the Beatles put out something. Like I don't even know. How that works.
Saw that. I think they were out for album of the year.
Yeah, they had that song of the. See, okay, this is where it gets kind of sketchy to me. Song of the year. I've never heard any of these songs besides. I heard Texas Hold'em. They forced us to listen to that. Shabuzi should have won Song of the Year. Not Like Us.
Birds of the Feather was big too, though.
It was.
That was a big one.
Oh,
you've heard it. You just don't know the name of it. You've heard it.
Wait, Not Like Us won Record of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can see Not Like Us winning Record of the Year. Only because of the impact it had on, like everybody was listening to it. It destroyed Drake, supposedly, and it did whatever. But I don't see why Shabuzi, was he nominated for Song of the Year? No. Shabuzi should have got, Record of the Year. Shabuzi should have got Song of the Year, in my opinion.
That was a huge record, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge record. Yeah.
I don't know about no damn. They always put Taylor Swift always gets one because of her.
Oh yeah.
Amy Allen, Texas Hold'em. I see. They were just They just were like, look, let's get the most popular people that people are talking about.
Texas Hold'em. Like nobody was checking. Nobody was listening to Texas Hold'em. Like
she should have won some damn country music awards.
Well, she wasn't even invited. That's kind of
invited.
Yeah.
Dumbasses. And the rest of the shit, that's a big one for you, Lauren. Mad Skillz got nominated for some spoken word album.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know. Mad Skillz.
He was up for rap album.
He's from Richmond, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you
not know Skill? Yeah.
That's an age difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still around, but he got nominated for spoken. Michael Millions was on that. Sean. Yeah.
Oh, for
wrote
real?
on that spoken word. Yeah. He was. Yeah, they were talking about on the thing. He would have got a Grammy if they won, but they didn't win.
Oh shit! That's nice though. To be nominated.
That's crazy. Being nominated is just an honor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a serious honor. But, the Grammys.
Well, I'm over the Grammys, bro. Like I can't. It's just too much payola in that shit now. It's hard to. the people will tell you. It's like, right, you put your house on the market and, you're a seller, you tell your agent, I'm going to sell it for $1 million. It's worth $1 million. It's worth what a motherfucker will pay for it. It ain't worth, it's worth what somebody will pay for it. So if nobody's streaming your album, it's not the album. It's not the record of the year. If nobody's streaming your record, like, just let it be the real talk of the town. You won because you won, right? Remember people back in the day would clap, and the loudest clap got you to win at the talent contest? We got away from that. Now,
well, it kind of puts like that validates Kendrick's. Well, look, that validates why Kendrick would win because everybody's clapping for that. But I still don't. The reception that it got, I'm looking at it from a cultural perspective. This is embarrassing. To me, it's embarrassing because it makes Americans look like shit again. It's like we have the shitty president. We got the biggest song in our fucking country is rapping about a pedophile. It's just ridiculous. Like if you got to look in the mirror and say, "Hey, this is our culture," and accept that, that's fucking crazy. I can't personally. That's why I'm like, not to say I'm not going to be one of those people that jump ship. Shit, I make a ton of money in this country. I love America, but we're really going down the path of like that idiocracy, that stupidity they always talk about, and people are just buying into it. A few years ago, yes, in a rap thing, that song would have done thing. Yeah, he destroyed Drake, but it would not be being played on. It wouldn't be played on radio. But I guess it's a different era. It's a streaming era, right? Like
streaming, exactly.
Yeah, if it's doing numbers and it's got to, and look, it is realistically the song is what they call a bop now. Is that what they call it? A bop? Like so, yes, it kind of it does have that appeal. I'm singing it in my head. I catch myself, not like whatever. It plays well at sporting events. Maybe it is a song or whatever record of the year. But you jumped out the window giving them 5 Grammys, and you didn't put no project out this year at all.
Yeah.
Besides that shit, five fucking Grammys.
Yeah.
Best rap, best this, but just give them every rap Grammy, which is basically what they did.
Yeah.
And there was series like Future and Metro Boomin put out two or three amazing, two amazing albums. Who else?
Who was up for the top rap albums? Who was up for the rap album of the year? Like I know that had to be in rap album category.
Oh, let me see. Oh, that button worked. Nice. I have buttons here that I could press to change the stuff. I gotta get used to it. I know. Oh, shout out to Chris Brown. RCA is one of our clients today. They won 11. And I'm taking. We just got on the project.
RB.
Full credit from a marketing perspective for this. So thank you.
Chris Brown was doing the same.
I want my Grammy for this since we were part of the marketing at the tail end of this, but whatever. Rap. Oh, here we go. R&B and rap. So R&B, it looks like Money Long. Shout out to Money Long. Actually, we worked on that record too. That's good. For Def Jam. Shout out to Def Jam for actually kind of being relevant here. This is all R&B. What did they put hip hop? Here, best rap. Here we go.
Okay.
Not Like Us, but the nominees: Doce.
Oh, Glorilla. Okay.
Glorilla.
Eminem.
M's album was dope. This Common and Pete Rock album. I know, Sean. I know you into this shit, but like you like this. This was actually a dope album.
I listened.
What the hell is Cardi B? This song is. I mean, this song is alright, but it didn't.
Oh, that's best rap performance, best rap album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like that.
See this? Yeah.
See, if I would have gave the best rap performance to Like That, because that's the song that sparked this whole thing.
Yeah.
And look, you got three top artists on there. The rest of the stuff, see, between Like That, I mean, Glorilla, Not Like Us, and Like That were the only two here that, and Doce, I like her. I have to revisit the album again, but she's cool. I like the way she rap and sing well. She's got a lot to say. I like her look. You fuck with Doce, Lauren?
Yeah, I do like her. She had to grow on me, but I'm learning to like her.
Yeah. When is Kalani been? Oh, Jordan. Oh, this is a guy featuring Kalani. This is a guy who did a song about Kalani. Okay. Spaghetti.
I don't know that one.
I think it's Beyonce. It's a Beyonce song? I never heard about that. Still Don't Trust You. That's dope.
Oh, yeah.
The Weeknd's on it. Big Mama. That's okay. But shout out to RCA on that one. 3, Rhapsody. Rhapsody won best. Oh, come on. Respect to women rappers, though. I mean, they're killing it. But Rhapsody? I'm not a big fan of Rhapsody. I don't know.
Best rap song. Huh. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Best rap song. Not Like Us, of course. Which, Carnival. I mean, in my head, that should have won. Yo, Kanye crashed so he wasn't invited to the Grammys at all. Him and his naked wife. They just jumped out of a gold platinum Mercedes Maybach and went into the runway. Everybody's taking pictures. They go inside and then they kick them out.
You know what I meant? Like Kanye really he really fucks with Ty Dolla $ign though. That's like his boy. Like he does a lot of shit with him. Yeah.
Ty Dolla $ign's dope though. You know, Ty Dolla $ign is like he wrote a lot of records, bro. That guy's like he's talented. Not like us. Best rap album. I'm surprised they didn't give this to Kendrick too. They make all his diss songs into one like EP or something and just give him the.
Oh, they didn't give.
They gave it to Doce. Oh, Doce was best rap album.
He wasn't even nominated for best rap album.
Yeah. No, this is dope. I didn't know Doce won. I didn't even see that. That's dope. That's her first album, right?
I think this is her second album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This one is just like way more popular than her first album.
Why was this nominated? Might delete later. That's trash.
Yeah.
Why would they put that on here? The Eminem's album was dope for the most part, and We Don't Trust You should have won, in my opinion, but
that definitely has some hits on there. Yeah. That would have just been a double down to Drake, right? It would have been like.
I mean, they don't want him. There's a conspiracy theory about that. I was talking to Show Me about it. Like they just don't. No, who was I talking to?
They don't want to know.
Octavian. It's just the time. The time's up. Like the labels and everybody is saying, look, you have too much power. We gave you too much money. The numbers are still there, but when you give somebody $400 million, that's like unprecedented.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if you saw that clip. I always see these clips where Prince is talking about how the record industry is like slavery, and he was on like
Michael Jackson too. Yeah.
So he was on the Tonight Show, and Jay Leno was like, "Well, you're boycotting your label, but for the artists." And then he goes, "Well, Mariah Carey just signed a $20 million record deal or whatever." And he's like, "Well, and this is the CD era." So he's like,
he broke it down. Yep.
Yeah, he broke it down. It was like $18 for a CD, and then let's just say you make 10 of that, right? Imagine if she sells how many units? She sold 20 million units. She makes $20 million off of one album. You know what I mean? Or 10 million. I'm sorry, 10 million units. She said $10 million. And if you break down that deal, she does 3 albums. She make her money back after 2 albums. She was selling 10 million at a time back then.
Oh yeah.
All of them were doing that to like the bigger artists. So she would have recouped a lot of money on her own if she did it. But look, there's distribution, there's marketing, there's all that stuff that a label puts in there that you don't think about. So, I mean, I can see both sides, but also the machine, you have to work with the machine. And the type of deal that they gave to Drake was kind of like, hey, we're looking long term. We want this, here. And I guess that they were like, yo, the momentum's too much. He's trying to get out. That's why he's dropping all these fucking albums so fast.
Yeah, he's supposed to be dropping something soon, right?
Yeah, with Party Next Door.
Yeah,
on Val next week.
Valentine's,
and then he's coming out with a solo album that's supposed to be like he's gonna really make a splash there. But I still believe in the kid. He's selling out shows in Australia still. It's cool.
Look, if it don't work in the NBA, it's always overseas. That's what I tell you.
You can go to Euro League and become a superstar. Yeah, man. Go to Taiwan and look at Dwight Howard was average like 40, 20, 20. Yeah, Steph Marbury. They have a statue of him in fucking Tiananmen Square and shit.
Yeah.
That dude is bigger than communism.
He lives there. He lives there now.
He's probably getting all types of shit. So yeah, Mad Skills didn't win.
Oh yeah,
but some
Best
Tank.
Word,
I looked. It's not Tank the singer. It's some other Tank. But they won that. Malik Yosef. I think he gets nominated for these spoken word albums every freaking year. I like him though. He's good. Winner, and then the rest of these categories are nonsense. But like, I don't want to talk about the Grammys.
Yeah.
Either way, it's
it's
Grammys are the Grammys. People tell us in the comments what you think. People's, I don't, it's a whole new world out there with the Grammys. Fun topics of the day. Wait, do we want to jump to sports? I mean, it's not
jump to sports. It was a dumb trade. This is a quick and easy. I mean, look, Dallas. Dallas could have got multiple first round draft picks. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Doncic is height of his, 25 years old. I don't care about the condition, whatever. He obviously is an all-time player. Lakers got a generational player to play with, an all-time great with LeBron. I mean, it shifted. They were 16-1 Dallas when they had Doncic, and then Lakers are now 16-1 to win the chip, which is kind of funny. So it was a direct. Yeah. It was 40-1 now for Lakers were 40-1 before the trade, and Mavericks were 16-1. It flip flopped after the trade. So it'll be interesting to see.
Good without AD.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll be sad when Austin Reed they're gonna get rid of Austin Reed. They have to. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to keep him. But I love him. He's still great. But the whole reason, in my opinion, that they. Hey, Lauren, have you been following this, by the way? Do you follow sports? I know you don't follow sports, but you had to hear about this, right?
I know the Lakers recently played. I don't know too much about sports.
Do this for me. If we say something funny, just make sure you're paying attention to the time that's running on the thing and mark that down, because I want to make sure I clip it up. But what was I going? Oh yeah, the new owners of the Mavs, the majority owners, Marion Adelson. She's Sheldon Adelson's wife. He passed away. Their whole plan is to they want to bring a casino to Dallas and make it at the new arena that they're trying to put up there for the Mavericks. Which is great, but Texas is a very conservative state. They don't want gambling there. So they've been going back and forth, and this was a big, to me, like, this is what the speculation is. This is the rumor. This is just a big fuck you to Texas. Like, okay, we'll just tank the team. Because it makes, you're right. It makes no sense. They got nothing for him. And the only thing is that guy, their GM, he might be they just hired him off the street for no good reason, because he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. You see that man talk, he sound like, oh my God! I was just sitting there like, what are you, man? Like, are you transitioning right now from something to something else? But this guy does not have. But look, he's good at Rob Pelinka. He used to work over at Nike and all that stuff. And apparently, the conditioning thing is a real thing. But yeah, to your point, and the funny thing is everybody's like, oh, Luka could be smoking a blunt, running up the court. I'd still keep him on a super max contract, which is fine. But you're seeing, like, the result of that with 2 or 3 other players in the league right now that got the supermax. That what's his name, Zion, right? And who's the one that's always hurt? Embiid. Like that type of. They don't even want. Embiid had those issues too. You see this brother eating hamburgers on the. AD, AD is just glad. He's just fragile.
Yeah,
blow in his ear and it'll start bleeding or something. But like his conditioning's good though. AD is like good, like but Embiid is shaped like Luka. He doesn't have too much muscle. He could be like Embiid if you really put the work in. He could look like Giannis, like lean and muscle, like LeBron, all of them. But what's his name? He's that, and then Zion is just pure like big human being, strong. Yeah. He should be a power lifter or something, or a strong man, not a. And he could jump like out the gym. Like, how do you weigh 290 pounds and you could jump that high? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So he's just pure like freak of nature, athleticism and stuff. Like, but he could be like LeBron. He could be a 6'7" LeBron if he wanted to. He has the skills to do it. But wants to eat hamburgers and get porn stuff.
Yeah, he liked that food in New Orleans, man.
Yeah, he loved it. You know what I mean? Them red beans and rice, man. That jambalaya. But he's but they're dealing with it. Every time he plays, he still puts up 27, 8 and 8 or something like that. It's crazy. And Luka, of course, can. He didn't look bad. I saw him when they did the press conference. He didn't look that fat. His face looks a little chubby. Whatever. So we'll see if it happens. I mean, I think it's a good thing. I think LeBron is going to fit in well as a number 2 here. We'll see. I think they're going to make a good run this year, because the way the team is playing right now in the moment, that game last night against the Clippers, because they lost against the Clippers last night. I don't know, was Kawhi playing last night? I fell asleep. I didn't watch the game.
Not sure.
I don't know if he was playing last night, but either way, they beat the Clips last night, which was great. They blew them out. They blew out their last 3 people. They blew out people in their last 3 games, I believe. Except for that Philly game where they lost in Philly. But that was a good road trip for them. This is a good run. They played away, technically. So when they get back in a couple days, I think they're off the next 2 days, and then they come. Luka's supposed to make his appearance. They're saying he's coming back a little early. He might play this on Saturday against Portland. So I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna tune into that game. It's gonna be a good little pre-Super Bowl jump
see
off.
Him play.
Yeah. So we'll see. But either way, everybody's been talking about this trade all week. I feel that there's dual things going on there. Like, the insider job because, Pelinka and this guy have a relationship, so he would offer up Luka and him because they really didn't get anything for Luka. I like Max Christie, but he doesn't like. Let's just say Max Christie is worth Luka's pinky. That's it. And AD is probably worth one of Luka's legs. That's it. And they'd have to give up all their draft picks and LeBron. And AD for Luka. That would have made sense if they shipped out everybody to get Luka. Because LeBron has a no trade clause, but that would have made more sense. And LeBron is win now. If they all went to Dallas, LeBron, everybody, the Dallas would win a chip this year. For sure. Whatever. Moving on. Have you all seen those clips of that woman that's stuck in Pakistan? That New York woman.
Oh.
Talking about, did you see those clips?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
What is the deal? I saw the whole thing.
She won $10,000 or something.
No. She catfished some rich guy. And she demands that they get married and stuff. So she flew over there to meet up with him and stuff. And now it's become like a spectacle. Like the government's involved, and it's so weird. Like she's out here like, I want $2,000 a month and land and a mule and everything. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Can you do that? And they're trying to. I don't know what to say with it. But it's so funny because she's dead serious. She's from New York too, so I respect her. Yeah. She out there. She sound like she from like the Bronx or something like that. Yo,
right.
I want my share. I want my chopped cheese and my. She was wearing a burqa and Timberlands, yo.
Yeah. No, she was ready.
Yeah, Shorty was good, but I was so happy to see that she wants to get paid. And, it's a New York thing.
Yeah, she said she won her land. She won her land. Get married.
I don't know.
Man, people are crazy. People are crazy. It's that whole Middle East stuff is still wild. It's a whole bunch going on. It's
good transition.
And she's in Israel.
She's in Pakistan.
Right now. Pakistan.
She's in Pakistan, not in Israel. Yeah, no. Those Israelis ain't letting her get away with that shit. They string her up. They drop her ass off in the Gaza Strip right before they drop a bomb on it. And they should be playing those games over there. But the Gaza, that's close enough to the region. But yeah, like Trump wants to build a Trump casino in Gaza Strip. How about it? I'm into. See, look, that's one thing. It sounds nonsensical. He wants to. Because I'm going to bring everybody back. Palestinians can come back. Jews, Christians, everybody can come in.
We like your chips. Yeah, your chips come with bulletproof vests.
Yeah, we're going to build beautiful high rises and all this. Like I'm like, what? Yeah. And you saw that press conference. Netanyahu's just sitting there smiling, like, "Yep, we're going to exactly." And in his head, he said, "We're just going to fill those up with like my people."
You will not catch me in no casino.
And the U.S. is paying. He said the U.S. is paying for it. Did you hear what he said? The U.S. is going to build things and make money there.
No,
God,
I don't see that. You not catch me in the Gaza Strip at a casino. That's a hard no.
Yo, bro, you know how many suicide bombings are going to be happening at those construction sites? Americans building them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If they're saying he's bringing American soldiers, whatever. Yo, there's going to be these. Look, it's gotten to the point where I just believe that every Palestinian man, woman, and child, it has to be radicalized at this point. To the point where they just say, fuck America, fuck Israel, fuck the Middle East because nobody's helping us. They're about to go, look, there's only what? They displaced 1.5 million and they killed almost 800,000 people?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, they say those are the numbers. I'm speculating. But at the end of the day, that's crazy. And this motherfucker's going out here talking about they're going to build a strip mall out there.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot, bro.
It's a little out of control.
I don't know. I can't believe this shit.
Yeah,
pedophile
it's a
songs
crazy
winning
time.
Grammys.
Crazy
this
time
shit
we
they're
in.
doing. Gaza.
Crazy time we in. But I do think Drake will come
It
back. I
is.
think Drake will be back. I think he'll be fine.
You said Drake will be back.
I
Back
think,
in Gaza, man. He can go to Israel. He's part Jewish. He should go over there.
oh yeah.
Record an album in Israel. Come back.
Yeah.
You know. Like, look, Shine did it. Now look at him. He's the prime minister of damn Belize.
Belize,
Right?
yeah, Belize, yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. Speaking of Trump, what were you saying? Wait, we were talking about some transgender or something. Around
Oh. No, not
Son,
allowed. Yeah.
yeah,
What
they
he signed?
can't like play. They can't play. Trans women can't play in women's sports anymore.
I
Some
thought they did that
executive order.
This is something he signed just now?
Yeah, I saw it today online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's such a debatable. I mean, we've talked about this here. I feel
That's
like
not
everybody
debatable.
should have their own.
If you
No,
was
no, no,
a
it's
man
not-
before, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, you can't. I mean, they should have their own category. Like, you
Yeah.
know, no, look, and I'm
Right.
no way am I comparing, and I've said this before in another podcast, but, you know, like, there's the Special Olympics and all this other stuff. Like, you have to have, look, I mean, not to say this, in this case, you want to just make, and when I say Special Olympics, I mean, it's like, okay, you have, like, disabled people, blind people, all these people, so you try to level out the playing field, right? So these people with
Right.
disadvantages go. So these people have clear advantages in their as trans people if they compete with the gender that they identify with, right? So, like, look, if a special, then let me give you this analogy, and hopefully it'll make sense. If a Special Olympics person says, "I want to compete in the regular Olympics," and they have those, you know, there's that runner with the springy legs, right? Like you can clearly, I've seen the guy. He runs. I think he runs actually a little faster than a regular sprinter if he does the right things. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know if it's true or not. If they let him compete, and he beats the, you know what I mean? Like let that guy run with the people who have the same, you know, like advantage or handicap, whatever you want to call it. And then the same thing with this. Let trans women and fight other trans women in boxing and track and field.
Yeah.
They should all, especially if they identify or have the testosterone levels, whatever you want to call it, or vice versa. They got money on its way. Somebody just threw money at me on the thing. Anyway, yeah, all of that should be, like all taken care of or whatever at the same time. So, I mean, I take it all oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Everybody should be competing.
So just
on
so I
the same
understand,
level.
because the whole issue, right, is like if someone's born a woman and then they want to be a man, they compete with women or they compete with men. How is it now? They compete with women. It's like someone taking testosterone competing with women that was born a woman, or is it like they're not competing with the men, right? They're still competing with women. Is that I don't know how it works. So like if you're born,
I think they're competing
like-
with the gender they want to be.
oh, okay.
So if it was a dude and now he's a woman, like he's trying to be on a woman's team.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. See, that's not fair. That's not.
It's
I think
not.
that's there's certain things you can't account for, you know, with medicines or whatever. Like you can't be jumping on a women's team. Like that's like LeBron being like, I want to be a woman now. I want to extend my career
Yeah.
30
Somebody
more
made
years.
somebody made that analogy a while, but some right winger did that.
But could you imagine that though? Like somebody's gonna get hurt out there. Come on, that's crazy.
I mean,
like 6'9", 290.
That's the crazy part about it. Like I think that, you know, it look, we have separate bathrooms, all that type of stuff. I mean, there should be some kind of, you know, like handicapped people have a stall. Not comparing them, but it's all relative. But I understand there's more nuance to it because, you know, it's like, oh, like the gender and sexuality and all this other stuff are like all apparently all states of mind now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to everything. There's no definitive, you know, human, right? Like if I have a penis, like if I decide to chop it off, all of a sudden it doesn't matter that I ever had a penis, right? Or a vagina or whatever, right? So I'm just automatically something else because I say so. And I I don't know if I necessarily, maybe I'm not that progressive where I don't think it's, be whatever you want to be, gay, trans, whatever, live your life. And I hope, hopefully society treats you better. I mean, I have no problem with these people. And, I support all of their stuff, but also, ain't that sweet for black people in America either, or whatever, and then I can only imagine how bad it is for a black trans or a black gay or whatever. So it's bad, but like when it comes to sports, I think in this case it's a harsh treatment. Maybe there should be a better policy than what he just did, because I know he just wants to eliminate the whole category, but maybe the next president does something a little bit better that makes it easier for that group of people to get along. The small percentage that they are, No,
it's tricky. It's tricky. I don't know.
So speaking of trans rights and people, Marcus Jordan, the man
even waiting for this one.
He literally can't keep his nose clean. God bless the Jordan family and the billions of dollars and
shout out to MJ.
Yeah,
MJ. Of all time.
The greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. Yeah.
I guess he's
the GOAT.
Definitely not the greatest basketball team owner or father for that matter. I can't help. And it's funny. This has nothing to do with basketball. I know that. But it's funny, like when you go on social media, and I joke with you about it all the time. I throw out there, well, he can't be the GOAT now. It's not. Jordan's a great player. I'm not going to put this as a definitive strike against him, but it also shows that he was more concerned about winning than actually winning at life. Because you could tell that him being on the road and all that other shit definitely affected this nigga. Marcus.
He gave him every opportunity.
Piece of work,
he gave him every opportunity to take advantage. Sometimes kids.
The only thing this boy has ever done was open up a sneaker store.
Well, sometimes sometimes kids not. That's an unfortunate thing.
Dog. He can't even do that right. You know what he did? His dad let him have a special edition shoe. This is called during the I think 2021, 22, I forgot. Special edition shoe that was only going to be released at his store, I believe. He resold every pair and gave away all the pairs at a higher price to resellers for a check instead of selling them like he was supposed to out of his store. So every pair went out into the market. Over the shoe, the day it came out, I guess a few people got some pairs off of their website or in the store, whatever they had. Maybe
how much were they selling them for?
Aftermarket? Retail was $180. It was a little more. It was at the time, but Jordan's back then. Jordan 1s. It was a Jordan 1 was going for $150 back then. This is 21, 22. I'm almost 100% sure he sold them for at least double, triple the price to resellers. And now the market price of those, certain sizes or whether is anywhere between $1,200 and sky's the limit, 5-10 grand, whatever you want to call it. And there's special friends and family pairs, all that type of stuff. All of it went to the aftermarket.
Oh,
this is the type of scumbag that we're dealing with here.
Man,
only thing I commend him for is the Larissa Pippen saga that made Dad proud. I'm sure they made them proud. And you know what? That's one of those things where I would have been like, yeah, go ahead, son. You know what I mean? He talking that boy Scotty out there talking crazy about me. Take it out on the young lady. Respectfully. Respectfully. It takes two to tango. I think that she was a willing participant in that. What do they call it? What did Will Smith's wife call it? Excursion or something. What was it called? Expedition. Not
Which
soiree.
one?
Remember when what's her name was sleeping with the dude Will Smith, his wife.
Assassino?
Yeah. What did they call that? Expedition.
Situationship.
No. What they call
when Jada and them.
Yeah. What was it? What did she say on the podcast?
I thought it was
a situation.
No. It was excursion.
No. It was a. I know you're talking about
rendezvous. What's the word?
Hold on.
You gotta look that up.
I thought it was situationship.
Entanglement. Entanglement.
Oh, entanglement.
Entanglement. Yes, that
Yeah.
entanglement made his daddy proud. That entanglement there. Shout out to Arissa Pippen. Who was she? Isn't she on some other like young person now? Oh, they said that she was trying to get at Bronny James or something. That's what I heard. That's probably some BS.
Well, I just saw something. Drake called out DJ Khaled for claiming his album
I
featured
saw
2
that.
men Drake classes. Funny.
Yeah, he said maybe Drake Blake or something like that.
Yeah, Drake.
Yeah, but like that's stupid. Khaled always lies. I'm pretty sure. So I think there's a bit of a freeze on some of Drake's music that's being like solo music that's being released. If the reason he's doing a record with Party Next Door is because it can be released on OVO. So they have a distribution deal, and that's his record label. And I'm pretty sure Universal's getting a piece of whatever Drake puts on that Party Next Door record. But he's still going to make money off of the Party Next Door because it's being distributed through his label. And that's a whole other discussion when that album comes out. We'll talk about it when it comes out. But this is all it's all relative. But speaking of music industry shit, Irv Gotti is dying.
Oh, I know, man. That's
Did you
crazy.
see that? I had no clue. I know he had a stroke.
Well, they said he's on life. I don't know. I'm hearing all kinds of different.
see
It's
what
almost
50
like the
posted?
Wendy Williams. Well, no, what 50 post? He posted.
Oh my God, he posted because Russell Simmons posted the Irv Gotti's on life support picture.
Oh.
Like, let me see if I could. I'll put it on the screen. I think this is this just 50's a terrible person.
50's so crazy.
He's a terribly funny person sometimes. But look, your ops, yo. If you give them any leverage, Lauren, understand in life, you give your ops leverage ever. Like especially they tried to kill 50. They tried to kill him. Little Ja Rule tried to kill him. Irv Gotti tried to kill him. Not just his career. They tried to kill him physically. Right?
Yeah.
So I could see why he doesn't care for their existence. Okay, so this is what why do you put that up here? Thoughts? Like what is that?
Hold on, who
Irv
put
Gotti
this?
on life support. No, this is what Russell Simmons posted because Russell, they're all close.
Yeah.
So Irv, Jay, all those guys at the Def Jam back in the day, and they had all the
Jimmy Butler traded to Golden State for
they made it happen.
Kyle Anderson, and Dennis Schroeder. So Jimmy Butler to Golden State in exchange for Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and Dennis Schroeder.
So they really didn't improve much, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Jimmy's good, but literally all three of those players do a lot more than he can as a single player.
Wow,
but those young guys are going to get some play, and I think this takes a little bit of defensive load off of Steph or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out. We're talking about Irv now. God rest his soul.
Yeah, I know.
Irv Gotti, the man who used to eat, drink, pop pills, everything. He's on life support now. Arguably a groomer as well. We heard stories. I was in the game back then when he did stuff. But this is a lifestyle choice, man. Like you had a stroke. I don't know what's going on. He might have some kind of cancer. Maybe his liver is going.
Well, it's diabetes. Kidneys. I heard. Yeah.
Oh, the diabetes. Yeah. So, why couldn't he get on those? Well, it looks like he was on something like Ozempic.
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight. Yeah, but I think he probably just wasn't eating right. And stuff.
Yeah, and then he said lack of exercise, all this stuff. Russell Simmons always tries to. I ever tell you, Russell Simmons hit in the Twitter days. Russell Simmons wrote to me in a DM.
Oh no.
Hey Lauren, I was we're following. I was searching for you. Yeah. Follow Lauren on the socials. This is her Instagram. It's not private. There you go. Let me see.
What did 50 Cent do? This is crazy.
Oh no, you gotta see this. He reposted that. I hope he didn't take it down yet. It's so wild, yo. Here it is.
Oh, no,
read the cap. Can you read that? Can you see the caption?
Yeah, Dan, I wanted him to see my new shows, yo.
Don't give a fuck, yo, man. He's on life.
Wow.
Again, lifestyle, bro. And I feel like, and this goes, I'll even put myself in that category because I don't don't take care of myself the way I should be, and this is the type of shit that happens when you overindulge in stuff. Like I know Irv. The story. He's told those stories and drink that. I seen the shit. This thing was. I'm talking about. They were popping ecstasy, Percocets, everything you could think of back then. This is the early 2000s, whatever. And he was fat back then too, so he didn't care. And just all of the. Like the bad behavior, like all the women, the thing. He was trying to pimp out like Corinne Steffens, all these different people. So look, I don't feel bad in the sense that this is the life that he chose and these are the consequences of it. I do feel bad that another great executive, a person who made or was part of a great run of music history, at least in hip hop, is probably going to be leaving us in the next couple of months. So. Prayers out to his family and everything, but this is the path that man chose, and I'll never forgive him for making Jay do Super Ugly. That was the only thing I ever said that was a bad move that Jay did. Oh yeah, and that was all Irv Gotti who did that. He made that record because he could have, that's the whole reason why Nas is still alive and all that. But the history played out the way it was supposed to play out. We're here now. That is what it is. But you can't reverse time. Oh man, so
yeah, it's tough.
Break it down. Since we're talking about 50, this BMF thing. What's going on with Big Little Meech and everybody?
Oh man, so obviously Lil Meech was and I say that specifically, a big star on the show, BMF, that everyone loved. I mean, I love BMF, the show. But we all know Fifth's arch nemesis is Rick Ross. So he hates Rick Ross. Rick Ross hates him. It's a back and forth banter they've had for many years. We're well aware of in the hip hop community. But Rick Ross had a photo op / promo thing with Big Meech, who's Little Meech's dad, who just came home. Everybody knows, right? And they're doing a charity concert, a welcome home concert. So he had this whole thing on Instagram, and obviously 50 seeing Big Meech with Ross rubbed him a certain way. So 50 posted text messages where Lil Meech is basically just professing his love to 50, saying, "Hey, bro, like me in real life, like I would give you a shirt off my back. My Ross is, I don't fuck with Ross. He's just trying to help me pay, help my dad pay his bills until the next season of BMF." And 50 puts the whole thing out there and then captions it and says, "Next season?" What a question mark. So, which alludes to the fact that BMF may not be coming to a theater near you.
I thought it was like the movie or the.
Well, no, not the movie, but I'm just making a joke. But yeah, no, next season there may be no BMF, and BMF may be over.
I thought it was going to be over soon, though.
Well, I think they had one more season. I think the whole thing was with Big Meech coming home. They would try to integrate him somehow. You could do
the
full
older
circle.
Yeah.
You could extend that show, flash forward. Like all kind of stuff. Meech coming home. They could have got really interesting with it, but because 50 is probably the pettiest in the world, he's like, nope, you took a photo with Ross. Nope, it's a wrap. So it's kind of sad because I feel like he did take Lil Meech under his wing, right? He paid for Lil Meech to get acting classes. Like he really was like big homie in Lil Meech, and Lil Meech has nothing to do with none of this. Lil Meech was so young when he was when his dad was locked up. He doesn't really have association to this, so it's just unfortunate because
Do you think that what I've been seeing is that Meech is working for the feds?
Oh, well, Big
reports?
Meech.
Big Meech,
Meech.
not Little Meech.
Yeah.
He served his time.
Yeah, but he has a lady who, because that guy Cuffy that got locked up. So apparently Big Meech, while he was in prison, I mind you, set up a 100 kilo deal, and Big Meech didn't get any kind of indictment allegedly through that lady, but Cuffy was indicted for this specific, because it was, she owns the rights or had POA for BMF and all that, and somehow she's connected with Jay-Z as well. There's some connection there with Jay-Z. Like she has connections really deep in the higher echelon of hip hop.
Oh, is that that's not the Rock Nation lady, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's her.
The same lady. I think so. But actually,
that's
should
the
look
one
it up,
that Tekashi 6ix9ine was calling a snitch.
Well, yeah. So there may be, she may be the counter, the same type of situation, but I'm sure there's plans.
Oh, that's Desiree Perez. That's not. Desiree
okay, that's
Perez,
different.
Right?
But she's basically the same type of situation. It's rumored that she's a fixer. She works for the feds. She helps protect and
See, that hip hop police shit is real. I hate the fact that why did they have police and feds on fucking Elon Musk right now or somebody like that? Oh, they're not going obviously, but it's like these the criminal element when they try to take down black organized crime, they always treat it a little differently, very differently, right? Obviously, try to flip the same people, but they always turn, like legitimate businesses inside out that have nothing to do with this stuff. And then like the drug dealing thing with Meech and everything, I don't understand why he would talk if he knew that he wasn't getting out. Or maybe this is why. Did he get out on parole? Or like he just served this whole time?
Well, they reduced his sentence. I'm sure they probably have some kind of probationary, but they reduced his sentence.
Yeah, I could see Fed talking.
Yeah, so it's deep.
And he's hanging out with Rick Ross, correctional officer.
Yeah, he used to be a cop. I think a lot of these guys got a little Fed in them. You got to keep. If I was in Hollywood, actor, whatever, entertainer, my circle would be game tight. I'm sorry. You want to meet certain people, right? Oh, hey, but once you get into that pit and all your friends are people that were your quote unquote idols and people you looked up to, and those are all your friends now, nah, that's not a good setup for success. You got to keep.
It never goes that way though. It's like people. You always have one loose chain. It's just like when you do business with friends and all that. We've all done who's reliable or whatever and all that. Like, and then your circle, and this is as you'll learn this as you get older. I don't know how it works for women, and that's a whole other discussion. But with men, our circles get smaller to the point where we just only have maybe like 3 or 4 homies that we really count on, right? And even one of them might flip on you. You never know.
True.
I just had one flip on me recently. On some bullshit, but these are the.
But we talking like feds. I mean, I'm saying like when you get into those circles,
you get feds. You never know. Like try to get me to jail for tax evasion or some shit.
But you get these people, man. You get compromised, and that's the whole thing. That's what's going to be interesting about when the Diddy trial starts, because maybe for the first time ever. Now, the interesting thing is federal, so we won't be able to see what's happening in real time, but everything will be public record at some point. But that's going to be interesting to see the dynamic of, the pay for play, what I have on you, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, because that system is all based on how I can fuck you or you fuck me. Because you get to a certain point of hundreds of millions of dollars, of billions of dollars, it's all revenge play. There's no winning. You've won. You're worth 300 million, $1 billion, $2 billion. You have a dispute. There's revenge play at that level. Yeah. This ain't for no fucking somebody regular person. Yeah, they want to come up or whatever. This ain't no come up. They'll put 3 million in legal fees just to ruin your life and then move on. So I think this will be interesting to see how this all plays out. But once you get in those circles, your accountant, your lawyers, everybody's rubbing each other's back. Conversations you have with a trusted attorney who you think is client privilege somehow. Somebody else knows about that inside baseball. So you got to kind of isolate yourself from that in a way, But when you're in there, you got fixers, you got people that are aligned and that are powerful. That's why it's crazy that when Big Meech was locked up, this BMF movement, all this kind of stuff, he had someone running this whole operation, like this whole setup, this lady, and apparently she's a Fed. So,
I mean, that might put him back behind bars if they say some. Well,
she's. I mean, I feel like he's now right. Like,
I mean, can he be implicated in anything?
Well, it seems like he's like a derivative because it is documentation that they're connected, right? That's his right, and there's documentation that she's a Fed witness. And she apparently set up the connect, but Meech was never implicated because she set up the connect to someone else. But she's running BMF. Why would she be doing a 100-kilo deal? Obviously, Cuffy, whatever there, because he ran the St. Louis division or whatever of the BMF. So Cuffy and Meech go back, and somehow, some way, he does a deal with this lady, which I would think is off the strength of the relationship with Meech. Why else would you be even fucking with her?
Yeah.
So he put two and two together real quick. Like, the fuck? So
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I'm messing with these people, man. I don't know. I'm glad I'm kind of happy homie's out, but at the end of the day, that wasn't my era either. It's like,
yeah, it's a different.
It wasn't our thing. Yeah, it was a different time. They do. You know, I saw the documentary. When is Rayful Edmonds? Is he out? He's out, right?
He out, but he died. Yeah.
Oh, he died.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the big drug runner in DC, Lauren. If you didn't know that, in the 80s, early 90s, he was BMS stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Tyler, we're all civilians here. We just like this is all like soap opera to us. Like, never had no ties to the streets, but it's fun to watch, talk about. Yeah. What else is going on around here? I haven't seen government's all fucked up. I don't know. Anything going on in the woman's sphere that we should know about, Lauren? Like anything going on? Remember, you are a part of this podcast as much as we are. You can bring up anything you want. If you want to talk about things that are relevant to your whatever it is women do.
Yeah. Right now I can't think of anything specific, but if I do, I'll let y'all know for sure.
It's funny. Like going into this week, I was thinking about like what the hell's really going on because it's so. I was excited for this episode because I was like, oh, there's so much to talk about. But realistically, yes, there is things to talk about. But it's just like it's always the same nonsense over and over again. Like how do we get into this? Like it has to be more extreme though. Like something crazy has to happen. More crazy. Like I wasn't phased by like
the plane situation. We didn't touch on.
More planes crashing?
No, but just in general, that whole situation.
I thought we talked about that last week.
I thought we talked about it.
Oh, did we talk about that last week? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Well, there was
episode's not out.
But it was another plane crash in Philly, I think I heard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
I mean,
I told Sean that happening. Well, this is somebody threw out this stat. I think it's kind of. I don't think it's there's no statistical like truth to it. That happening, a plane crash, 3 planes crashing or aircraft crashing within a 24-hour period like that, statistically, is a 1 in 55 trillion
chance. Yeah.
So
it's definitely exponential. I mean,
but that whole FAA thing, like I'm hearing right now everything's kind of regular, but if there's another crash that happens, I will totally just point the finger at this administration for dismantling the FAA. Oh, you know what's actually what they're doing with the what's that shit that Elon Musk people wanted access to?
Oh, the Treasury thing?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Well, that's not going to happen.
It did happen already, man. They gave him...
No. What do you mean they gave him now? No, Congress has to approve that.
No, they already got access, I heard. I thought they had access already. Like Trump said here. No. All right,
no,
Trump, they might already have. They're going to just let them do
it.
You know?
Congress has to approve
they cleaning house. You know anybody that got fired? Any of y'all?
No, I don't really. I know the scheduling change is going to affect a lot of people because a lot of people, with young children have been working from home for years and now having to go back to an office. That's because childcare is as much as your salary now. Like you're gonna drop, several $1,000s a month if you want to put your child, if you have a young child, put them in childcare. So that's gonna cause some problems for sure. But no, I don't know anybody who's gotten fired per se. I don't know. What about you? Do you know anybody who works at the government, right? Yeah.
Who, me?
No,
I know a few people, but a lot of contractors. Yeah, some contracts are like kind of being not renewed. So
I told you about that $1 million deal we lost out on because of the contractor, the supposed DEI hire getting canned and not being able to push through the budget. Even though the
man.
budget would have been frozen anyway because they're not spending any more money on stuff like that. So, well, congratulations, white women, disabled people, and veterans that voted for Trump. You now have less opportunity because they definitely weren't handing out a ton of opportunity to black people. Even though you make black people the face of every bullshit that they do. All this, which is amazing, man.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about Black History Month?
I celebrate Black
I'm
History
not a
Month
fan.
every second.
I was gonna say I'm not a fan of like Black History.
But let's
Month.
be real. How many? I mean,
Yeah.
look. Do we really, as adults, has that been something that we go out of our way to celebrate?
No.
I mean, you got
every
kids.
day.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
celebrate. We're talking about the Peanut, George Washington
Yeah.
Carver, Ben Simmons. Not Ben. What's the Magic Hands man? He's a Trump guy, but whatever. Ben
Carson. Wait,
Carson.
Ben-
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
great surgeon. Whatever. There's so many. Even in my family, my grandfather, the first black merchant marine captain. We celebrate that all the day. They celebrated it while an NBA. Like I think that these symbolic holidays are great. But at the federal level, with all the stuff that's going on, are they taking away MLK Day as a day off?
Oh, I don't know. I think Black History Month's supposed to be going away though. Which I think Black History Month is. I don't think it. Morgan Freeman had a great interview with on 60 Minutes years ago about that. It was like, do you have a White History Month? The guy's like, no. He's like, do you want one? He's like, no. He's like, yeah, exactly. We don't want one either.
White
Black
History
History is
Month
American. Black
they
History is
teach-
American history.
That is true.
American
But the
history.
reason
So
it's
why
to
we
highlight.
segment?
It's to highlight it, like highlight the
Yeah.
accomplishments.
But
of
the
black
way,
people.
but no, that's not what they do. They don't highlight the accomplishments. They put movies on and slave
That's
movies and stuff. And,
But slave movies.
Bro,
Like
that's.
Gl-
Do you remember
Glory
all the
and Kunta
movies,
Kinte?
all the black movies that would be up
Roots or
for nominations, Oscar nominations year over year over year, were slave based movies. Roots, Amistad.
That's not true.
Like, come on.
You
bro.
just told
Like,
me that-
glory. Like, let's go. Okay,
You just said that
Well,
Denzel won for Training Day. That's like a black movie, right?
Yeah, maybe they'll show it for Black History Month. Be like,
Nah,
look,
I'm
guys,
joking.
the first Denzel's first Oscar win. Look, let's not talk about Mo Better Blues. Let's not talk about any of his other movies back in the day. Let's talk about Training Day. Training Day. That's what
you're
that's
not
what I want
gonna-
your introduction to Denzel Washington to be.
You
is I
know
want it
as
to be
well as
Training
I
Day.
do, a Spike Lee joint scares white people. Like you got whenever Spike Lee makes a movie, they give him money to make these movies because they, critics like them, the Hollywood likes them, all the super liberal types. Black people like them, obviously, even though some of it's outlandish. Like he stretches lines of stereotypes and culture and all that stuff. But I feel like, there's a lot of good artistic black stuff, like the stuff they put on HBO. What's that? What's the girl's name that does the Insecure show?
Insecure.
Yeah.
Issa Rae.
Yeah, they
Issa
did the
Rae.
hip hop show, the Def Comedy Jam, all that stuff. HBO is an innovator in black culture when it comes to that. They got it right. They did it better than BET, in my opinion. You could quote me on that, people. HBO has done a better job of catering to the black culture than BET. And throughout history, like BET kind of got watered down. I don't want to say whitewashed, but watered down over time. Like when we grew up on BET, Teen Summit, Caribbean Vibes. Remember that? They had a news show.
Yeah.
Yo, that dude, when I went to this conference, the homie from that news show, I forgot his name. He yelled at me. Did I tell you about that? The light-skinned dude that used to host that BET news show. Back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. He yelled at me on stage, told me to sit down and shut up.
Oh, that was. I
forgot his name. Yeah. But no, like when I used to watch BET back in the day, you got like real perspective.
We used to have
now,
Jet Magazine. We used to have, remember Jet, remember Ebony, remember Black Enterprise.
Yeah.
All the
you go
magazines
to-
tell us what's going on in industry.
Yep.
That shit's, that is what needs to be talked about. Black
But what is
history.
that now? As much
Remember
as
all
Tyler
those-
Perry has done, is he like the culture now? Because BT be showing all his shows and stuff. I don't know what else they have on BT. Anybody watch BT anymore here?
No.
No.
So I like they don't have no Rap City anymore. They don't play music.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. There's no everything right now is so pigeonholed. There's no foundational support for quote unquote black enrichment, right? Like I said, we used to have BET and all that, right? It was like a thing, but we had things surrounding that. The guy who started BET had, Black Enterprise was involved in, and Jet Magazine would have all types of stuff about, different articles and things, and Ebony Magazine was very influential back then. You had foundational, and that's going back to like when we had people, speakers, and things that were foundationally supported enrichment. Now all we got is
Dr.
TV.
Umar.
Shade
TV.
Shade room. See, Black Twitter. Oh my God, it's sickening. I look at this stuff. World Star.
Yeah.
It sickens. Like, look, it's entertaining, but that is not representative of actual culture.
That's
the underbelly of the culture, and I don't really. There was a time and place for that, right? Look, and even back then, you had like all those gangster bands like Fed Magazine or Don Diva, but even that made
Don Diva,
like you like the Don Diva and Fed, they were all about prison, the interview prison and all that stuff, giving perspective. Like, oh, this is this is the bad stuff, but these are what these brothers are doing inside, and this is their stories. There's perspective. Now it's just like you go on Twitter, brothers is rolling up, shooting, like just doing crazy shit. Like fights, World Star, all that nonsense, and it's like it's it goes across the board. You see white people doing the same crazy shit, but like you don't have a hub for culture like you used to. Like BET was BET. Now you have to find a space for it on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, on YouTube. And when you look, the most popular ones of these people, Kevin Samuels, Dr. Umar, Charlemagne the God. I as much I think Charlemagne's great, influential and shit, but he totes that line between sellout and to me, I think that he kind of totes this weird line, and he's successful for it. He owns what he says for the most part, but it's are these the people that we have to go to now for that culture, that it's pushing the culture, pushing the narrative? It's weird, and I can't, I always say we have to do more, but then at the same time, what am I doing? Lauren, what are you doing? Sean, what are you doing? What are we doing?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Well, no, I think what we do is, and this is what I always say, is we have to be conscious of our situation and where we are individually, right? And like I do my part, right? And I have a business, right? Completely black owned. I employ, black folks, right? Like I give people opportunities, and the consciousness of knowing that when you do go on that journey to start a business is to understand that, hey, that's part of a responsibility to make sure you support your own community, or at least give your own community an opportunity, right? Yeah. So I think inherently we have to be at that point in time individually, right, in order for us to like understand and come together, because so many times, we get disenfranchised by the fact that we want to win the race that we're already losing as a group. We individually want to be the first loser, right? The closest person to the person that is a millionaire or whatever the case would be, wouldn't be the closest, and we wouldn't be the only person, so we could look back and tell our constituents, hey,
but you got to harken back to
I'm wearing a XYZ or whatever the fuck it is.
But it's crazy. Remember how and like I'd see all this stuff, how like with LeBron per se, like how they criticize him for keeping those guys around. Like, oh, you should be dealing with if you're gonna deal with you should deal with real black businessmen, not putting these guys on. And now they run shit. They have production companies. They're the biggest one of the biggest sports management and consulting firms. They run some media. Obviously, LeBron's the enterprise right there. They have everything that they're doing, and it was based off of five guys that he kept around him, right, to do this stuff. And then they built this thing that's employing tons of black people, and making things better. I get criticized sometimes for. And I got, I'm going to say my wife does this all. What are you doing? Like when I ask her, like, what do these organizations do? I'm not going to name them, but like, what does the NAACP actually do? What does the Congressional Black Caucus actually do that helps black people in the long run? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, because you still see Chicago's fucked up. Democrats run that. And then look, I sound like a right-winger talking right now, because that's what they always cite. But if Chicago is so fucked up and Democrats and black Democrats or white Democrats have been running it And DC's so fucked up. All the parts of these countries, every major city has these fucked up areas where all the black people live. What the fuck are we actually doing? Like, then if we can't even govern ourselves, run our own thing, control our own culture, what the fuck are we actually doing? And I think that having increment, the things, Sean, that you do, Lauren, that you may potentially do one day or whatever, are all pieces that bring us to that sector where we could actually go and work together. Us just being here, and why I'm so hard on my group, like I went, like people right before the podcast, I was yelling at them for being 5 minutes late the past 4 weeks. Whatever. But
combined 5 minutes late past 4 weeks.
Whatever. The point is that you have to have, like, I just feel like there's so much. I'm trying to be around people who are dedicated to not just a cause, but believe in like the bigger picture of things, and not necessarily you have to buy into it. I could be full of shit and lose it all one day, and I'm sorry, Lauren, I wasted your time. Sean, I wasted your time. Octavian, whoever's working with Mike, whoever. Like, I feel like, I could say that one day, but at least I tried, and I did. In the time that we did it, hey, you got a little money in your pocket, you learned some things, and that's all you can do, because everybody, you can only go so far, and you've seen like people fall from the top. You're seeing it right now. Like, Drake employs tons of fucking people. Right, and if he, mind you, he's not going to fall from the top, but if he ever did fall from the top, at least those people now have their own outlets. Those producers, those handlers, those financial advisors, those people who did business with him, his managers, all that type of stuff. Same with LeBron James. He could fall apart tomorrow and lose it all, but at least all those guys around him have these things going on, right? And that makes me happy in the long run. Like, if everybody, like, you guys, if we did this and it got to a point where, hey, we're getting millions of views and all this other crap on YouTube and all this other crap, and you guys decide to do your own thing, yeah, whatever. But we had a platform and it grew to something, and all of you were successful doing your own thing, right? That makes me more happy than seeing, that's just another black person doing what they can do. I'm not gonna be bitter about that shit. I ain't gonna be like Joe Buttons and shit on the guys because they left. I'd be proud of y'all and just go do the next.
Well, that's
thing
the whole thing. You gotta be happy for someone in the culture. Just in general, I'm happy for whoever is successful, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I think I deal with it in real estate. It's a lot more of us as far as that are in real estate now as real estate agents and things like that. But a lot of times, bro, it's harder to get business from a black real estate agent than it is from a white real estate agent, which is kind of crazy to me. It's like, and that's
a thing we need to fix. Can we work together as a community? Can we do stuff like that?
Exactly. And it's like, I always think of it like this, because I'm never the person that's like, oh, you closed the deal, why you didn't send it to me? Whatever. Like, I'm always happy for anybody to be winning. But my thing is always like, just again, back to the consciousness of it, is like, let me send my guy a deal. Like, I got my people. I work with whoever. Everybody has relationships, but my thing is always to be like, let me break off. Let me send my guy a deal. Let me do this. Let me see if I can help. My man out. I haven't seen him in a while, right? Because socially, I get invited to a lot of events in the black community. I'm outside. I'm doing all these dinner. I have a lot of friends in the industry, right? That I go to their parties, birthdays, blah blah blah. But then when it comes to the business side, these are all real estate based people in our community, right? Or I'll cut a check for somebody's event. I'll help. But when it comes to like breaking bread, nothing really comes from that. But I can do a $3 coffee with the white person, and I can get $1 million deal, bro, which is crazy to me.
I'm not gonna sit here and put out business like that. But remember the last time you fucked with a nigga?
Yeah.
But shit. All of that shit. That could have ended you if things fell. But and that's because motherfuckers trying to protect their best interest and not think about absolutely. Like, you weren't even in a position to you weren't even in a position where I'm not gonna get into it, but you know what I'm saying, like and that's the type of stuff that pisses me off. Like, hey, if you're gonna obviously that person wasn't a good actor, but at the end of the day, you gotta and those are life lessons. We gotta that's why I keep stressing that, keep your circle tight. If you see something off, you gotta move the right way. You know what I mean? Like if you see something on, and this could be me, you, whoever, you gotta always move the right way and understand that this might be something, but I don't think it's a good thing right now. And also, whether they're black or white. And part of the big thing, I would be cautious, safe, whatever, but also taking that risk sometimes can be fruitful, and if you're doing it with the right people. So, and that's with all things in life, right? But it's just so weird in the black community. Once people reach a certain level, you could talk to Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever, Oprah, that they distance themselves more and more from opportunity for other black people. And then you have brothers like 50 Cent, who clearly does not give a fuck and has provided so much for so many black people in and outside his circle. And you could see it, but he's still, white people love 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And he's like the blackest motherfucker I know. Like street, like I'm okay, number one, he's like the blackest motherfucker I know, the most hood motherfucker I know. He's just encompasses everything good and bad about black people all in one. And he's beloved by these white people. They pay him. Like, this is why he goes out to sporting events and shit. They want him to come out and sit courtside of the sporting event because it's such a great thing that brings in fans and all this stuff. Like, he's just beloved. Like, they don't do same thing with like Jay-Z. Like, Jay-Z doesn't get, but Jay-Z is like very like behind the scenes and all that. He's not out there like that. But Jay-Z got skeleton in his closet, obviously, from a business perspective. I'm talking about all the nonsense they talk about with him. But like from a business perspective, he's done a lot of sketchy shit to other partners. Look at the way he destroyed Dame Dash or suppose all that stuff. But like, we dig these holes. We try to figure out, as a culture, we got to try to figure out how we can all help each other. But again, like I can't. I just look at it like this buffoonery bullshit. Like going back to that Not Like Us winning mad Grammys and all that shit. I feel it sets us back. We'll look back on this time in 10, 15 years and say like, damn, we really had like this brother who sings all this conscious rap shit, literally all this stuff. The reason why he became the biggest rapper in the game was because he called somebody a pedophile. It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. The ripple effect is incremental, man. You wake up one day and you're 80 if you're lucky enough, and then you think to yourself like, damn, what happened to the last 50 years or whatever the case may be? Like, this shit changes quick, And so, I think that in the community, like, it's just us. We just always got to be conscious about that fact that, we are running a race that's a losing battle with all things considered, right? So why do we shoot ourselves in the foot, so many times as far as holding on to information, not just divulging how you did what you did for real, nobody really wants to give real pearls. Like, you sit somebody down, tell them exactly to the T, like, this is the step one, step two. People will tell you what they did, but they won't tell you how they did it, I built $1 billion business, but I would tell a person like, you only got one life to live. Like, what you gonna do?
Most white people write a book about it and tell the world how they did it, which is not. I don't believe in all that shit. I think self-help books and stuff are stupid.
Yeah, but it's more. Yeah, they'll like I said, you could be at a dinner randomly. Or at a bar or whatever, and you could just start talking shop and never know it could be $100 million dude, like, and just will give you complete game about everything. Like, this is what you need to.
I just got linked up with some. Like, so now I live in Ohio now, so I think I told you about this today. I linked up with a couple people doing some things, real estate development and all that. The wife and I want to get into that type of stuff, and I'm working on a plan to bring culture to this Dayton, Ohio area, and we're gonna pitch it to the city and some of the affluent people. There's a lot of millionaires out here, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
So I was surprised, and we were at a couple of events. I think we're gonna go and do another networking event at the end of this month. But there's a lot of money in these rooms where people will invest and do certain things if it makes sense. And the idea that we have is gonna bring more culture to this place. It's gonna be centered around food and stuff like that. And like Dave Chappelle lives out here. We're gonna like just tie in the community to bring more things. And like, it was always when we just chatting with a brother at this thing, and I didn't know what he did, and I find out all this information. They're working together. Like, it's a bunch of white people, a bunch of Asian people, all types of people that just want to see Dayton, Ohio become something and be put on the map. And we were just talking about the same conversation. I went out to dinner with this guy last night. We were having that same conversation because he grew up in the hood in Dayton, lived out here his whole life. And he sees all the stuff that we talk about, like trying to understand that. He's trying to, fix, like, talking about like helping the kids understand financial literacy, which is a big thing. Lauren, do you understand financial literacy? Do you invest?
Not as much as I should, but
what does that
it's
mean?
Definitely something else. No, I'm working on a lot of things personally, and that's one of the major fields for me. Yeah.
Well, if you ever need advice, Sean and I, well, Sean more so than I don't. I mean, I have a strict regimen, but I skim off the top a little bit of my savings and investments. Sean is like to the T. He literally had you had a jar. He used to have a jar where he put his allowance in there or something, right? You put like, this is how much money I'm spending. Because I would only deal with
cash, yeah.
Yeah, only in cash. Mind you, this man had a platinum card or all this stuff.
I'd leave the house at with $20. I would bring no card, no nothing. I'm like,
he'd be hustling drinks from me. He'd be like, yo, get me a drink. But look, I chose to buy drinks, so I did. But like,
but we still have a great time.
That's the thing. If you're willing to sacrifice at a young age to get to a better place when you're older, you don't have to work till you're 65. And hopefully in the next couple of years I'll be there, because I've made some bad choices, and it's all bad choices in the sense of like how I spend my money, not because I made bad investments or anything. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on clothes and shoes. Since you've met me, I've never had this is my whole outfit's brand new. Every time I come here, it's a brand new outfit. I'm wearing brand new sneakers that I only wear in the house because I don't go outside. I buy shoes to look at them. So all this stuff, I have all this stuff, cameras everywhere for no good reason that I'm not using, So long story short, I made bad choices with money. I also am married and support the whole house, but that's a whole other story. But we I know that I'm financially secure because I have these investments sitting on the side that I've curated over the past 15 years, whatever it's been. So understand, it doesn't mean you can start, dude. If you could start at $5 a week investing in some shit, or putting it aside in a high interest bank account. There's something that keeps your mindset on seeing something grow. And by the time you realize it, you'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And if they have programs in Richmond, like Virginia has different grant programs, or there's all different ways to buy like real estate, because DC has a whole bunch of no down payment. Because I got my first place when I was 20, so I was super young. So that's how you really start to build it. Yeah,
his mama bought him a car and he sold it. And like, if my mom bought me a car, and I don't know if it was a nice car, did she buy you like a Geo Prism?
It was a Honda Civic. No, Honda Civic.
Yeah, I would have sold it too. But was it a nice one?
It was brand new. It was brand new. It was LX,
Honda Civic for a guy in college. That's a nice little whip. Yeah,
it was
either way. 19, he flipped it. Yeah, he flipped it and then bought a piece of property with it. And he wasn't, mind you, he wasn't struggling at all. Like, he just decided, hey, I'll just take public transportation, or I'll do this. You know what I mean?
Yep, take the train every day. Yeah, and this was in the cut too. It's been Southeast DC, which is
man. That shit was hood, man.
Then I bought another one in the same building, another unit in the same. Yeah. So, but I walk to the train every day. Like, take the train to work. And then, so that's
in our mid-20s. I remember calling you up one day, and you said, I called, and when you got into getting into investing, you said, yo, I just closed mine. I just made $50K off of just trading a stock today. I was like, what? And he's some guy, one of your mentor guys, who we met at a networking or at a bar or whatever, decided to let you day trade for him?
So what happened was, I used to go to the library every day. So I would just study like game theory, financial theory, like all kinds of shit in the library. I would download syllabuses and get the books and read through, and just like textbooks and shit. Like, so I was nerding out on financial stuff. And so I go to the library 6 days a week. And I was working one time on a weekend. There was a small title firm, basically a company that does the same thing that company I own. But I was working there, and the attorney there was like, where are you going? You know, because it was a Saturday, we were just getting some shit done. And I was like, oh, I'm going to the library. He was like, library? What the fuck? Like, where you go to the library? So I broke it all down, what I'm doing. And so he just happened to have a settlement with this guy who was like into trading and shit. Was a big options trader. And somehow I came up. The dude hand wrote me a letter and was like, I never meet people in this area that ever know anything about finance, or what, would you like to do lunch? I was like, yeah, fuck it, you know. So we did lunch, and you know, this dude's like, I don't know, 50s, you know, he's 30 years plus older than me. And so we just hit it off, and we just started meeting over drinks, talking about finance. I was telling him what I was doing, what I was trading, like, and then so we just started doing some stuff together. But yeah, like, it was, you know, I never cared about perception or what anybody thought or felt when it came to like, you know, oh, what do you have or what do you do? Because I've always felt, you know, like, okay, yeah, we can play that game if you want to, but at the end of the day, like, it really doesn't matter, you know? But people get caught up so much into that, you know? It's like, oh, you have to compete, and it's the keeping up with the Joneses mentality, you know?
I don't even like compete. I'm out of that. I used to be like that. Like Kofi and I used to do that in college. That's the other guy. That's the person you replaced on this podcast, Lauren. By the way.
Oh, okay.
One of the guys. There's another guy. Whatever. Kofi might pop in here later on, but like I used to be very competitive. Like I wanted, like I'd spend my last dollar to just like have something a little bit better than the next guy or my friend or whatever. Like the technology, car, or whatever. Now I'm just like, I'm at the point where, and I do like nice stuff, and that's why I still have these vices, but I don't look at it. I look at it from the sense of like, yeah, this is what I know I could afford. Like I still haven't got my dream car yet. Will I ever buy my dream car? Probably not, because I look at it now as something that's not practical. Because I don't really drive much. I hardly leave my house, right? So it's like I'm cool with my nice Tesla car or whatever, and driving that. You know, obviously I have to buy something nice. My wife likes fancy stuff, so yeah. So we settle on these nice things. But at the end of the day, like I don't need all the shiny things and jewelry and I don't have a Rolex yet. I could get one. I don't have one. Do I want one? I don't know. My Apple Watch does everything for me.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing I went through. I was in Sweden, in Stockholm. I saw what they were selling subs for, and I'm like, what? This is crazy. So when I got back home, I called my watch guy because I had a Rolex. I'm like, hold on,
I called my watch guy. He got a watch guy.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, but I always had wanted a Rollie. That was the whole thing. I went through that whole phase, you know, when you spend like 10 grand on a watch is a different experience, you know. It was like, but I'm like, shit, I sold that shit for like 20 in Switzerland. I'm like, I can sell it for this much. So it never was like, oh, I just want to have a Rollie or make so I can make sure
it's an investment.
I can have one, you know. I'm always willing to take that return on investment. That's the whole key.
I sell with my sneakers. I will sell a shoe. I sold a shoe that I bought for $150 for like damn near $2,000, and I didn't even wear it. I was just sitting on. I was like, do I really need this? No, shipped it off. But those are the decisions you got to make. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that there's, as you start developing mentally, when you see business happen and all that type of stuff, and be around people like different, and not just. I think if you have more, I'm going to give it to you this way. You're very blessed to be exposed to men who do business well now,
yes, I am.
Before you are exposed to women, because sometimes the perception of how women get to certain places is different, right? There's only so much perspective that you can get. And this is one of those things I always try to tell my wife, like how men negotiate, how men talk. Obviously, we have that edge because we negotiate with other men, but that there has to be a certain level of confidence and accomplishment that women have to have before they can, very like have the balls to like do things like that. And I feel like hanging around, this is what builds like great character in people, like having that type of influence. And I'm not saying that I'm a good influence or Sean might be a good influence or any of these people we might talk to are good influences, because we all fuck up. But I just feel like there's always a better, it's a certain perspective, and you could always go back and say, hey, other person, or talk to, women and other people, or just find out where these people are, what spaces they're in and all that type of stuff. Just, and again, I always tell everybody around here, ask me questions. I know a lot of people if you're interested in doing whatever. So Sean knows a lot of people, you know what I mean? So you've got to want opportunity to get opportunity. because that makes sense. Because you could be handed all types of opportunity and not do shit with it. But those people that are handed that privilege, who are lucky enough to be in certain spaces and do all that type of stuff, they always ask questions. They always want to do more and contribute or whatever. And yes, it pays off with finances. You get money. You get perspective, all that type of stuff. So,
Very true.
don't be late next week, both of you.
The moral of the story
is don't be late to podcast. Nah, but for real, that's like, I've always appreciated that. Like Sean taught me a lot, all the people I work with in the tech field, and now that I'm kind of in marketing and music business, it's all I learned so much, and there's a lot that I like, a lot that I hate, but you just got to do better, right, in everything that you do, and be an innovator, a game changer, or change maker, or whatever. Anywho,
that's true.
So
that's true.
We hit the 1:30 mark.
Yeah,
which is good. I thought there wasn't much to talk about, but I like that little conversation at the end. There. I appreciate you all. Next week, I'm gonna try to. I wanted to get that guest on there. We will have, hopefully. I don't know. I just heard some news. We might have rapper Chaz French on here, or one of those. He just. I'm not. He might. Well, he got. I think he's working on a new deal, and we could probably announce it next week, hopefully. Because the project's supposed to be coming out. But, study up on Chaz. Chaz is actually very dope.
I was going to say. Yeah.
Nah, he's got some records. He got a record with Nick. I think he got records with a lot of very, and his album's going to have some people. I think he got Pusha T on his album, some other people. So, we'll get to it next week, hopefully. 2 weeks with him. But next week, I might have his manager on here, Octave. Well, he's supposed to be on this week, so whatever. Anywho, that's a wrap. Thank you for y'all for coming. See y'all next week.
Bye. See you next week. All right.
Bye.